Okay. All right. Well, welcome to Fifth Dimensional Academy of Higher Consciousness. Today is January 5th. We're broadcasting from Los Angeles. Once again, we're all here in one piece. Thank God. So what we're going to do is, first of all, I'd like to welcome you all to be with me. And for the newcomers, we first start with doing a meditation. And after we're done with our meditation, then you're welcome to ask me questions, or if you want to write your questions on the chat box, and then we go on from there. There would be a transmission during the meditation. You can call it as healing or a transmission of the energy, which is universal, and this energy force is not limited based on time or space. It's always here, and it's always present, and it's limitless. So for the time being, if you please close your eyes and bring your attention on your third eye. Bring your attention on this point and take a deep breath and just relax. Relax into this moment. And as you're relaxing in this moment, I want you to do an imagination. I would like you to, in your imagination, I would like you to walk out of the room, go outside of your house, and stand up behind the door before you walk back into the house to come here. And I would like you to leave all of your ideas, whatever concepts, ideas that you have, whatever that is, of yourself. If you have a purpose, if you are thinking about your New Year resolution, if you have any worries about something has happened, if you have a goal, whatever ideas you have, I would like you to leave all of your ideas outside before you walk into the door, as well as leave your mind there. Leave your thoughts, whatever your thoughts are, whatever the story you have, like whatever. You were good, you weren't good, you didn't do what you had to do, you need to work on yourself to be more spiritual, you need to work on your third eye. Whatever story you have, I would like you to leave your thoughts and your story behind the door. Take a deep breath and walk into the room and sit with me, with us, without any stories for the moment. Just leave your story and simply be with me in this moment. Storyless. No stories whatsoever. And hang out with me in this space, in this place, without any agendas, without even the concept of waiting for something, or even purpose. Simply hang out in this moment innocently and naked, completely naked, without any ideas of anything. Be idealess. And take a deep breath. Don't try to meditate, or don't try to stop your thoughts, or try to do it. Nothing. Simply be here right now without any plans. A simple exercise of keeping your attention on your third eye, completely effortless, without trying to do anything or to accomplish anything. Simply, innocently spending time in this moment without any ideas. Now, as you are keeping your attention on your third eye, I would like you to put your hands on your chest area, your heart area, and just feel your presence, feel your being. Feel yourself. This moment, here right now, of yourself, of the being that you're experiencing. Not your idea of who you think you are, simply being naked, innocent, without any ideas. Being in this moment. Now take a deep breath and feel with your hands. Do you feel sensations? Do you feel like there is an energy frequency increasing in your hands as you have your hands close to your heart, close to your chest? And you can even take them a little bit away from your chest without really touching your body and see what you feel. Do you feel the presence, the energy field of the being, of this being that you are? Simply the being, no stories. Imagine that you're a newborn baby. You don't know how to speak. You don't know languages. You have no concepts or ideas of anything. You're feeling the presence. You're feeling the energy of this moment, of the presence. And you can feel the warmth and the protection of this energy field. That you're protected, you're taken care of, and you're loved. And now, repeat after me. I'd like you to say, just repeat after me. And without thinking, without any judgments, without any stories. You're pure, you're innocent, you're here, and you feel. I love myself. I love myself. I love everybody. I love myself. I love myself. And every time you say, I love myself, feel the expansion of this energy field that you're feeling with your hands, of this being around you, the sensation around your body. See if something's shifting, if there's increased light, or there's something touching you, or your temperature is changing. Just simply feel. You're not looking for anything. You're simply feeling. feeling yourself, feeling the presence. And repeat after me one more time. I love myself.
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 I love my life.
I love my life.
I have so much gratitude for my life
I have so much gratitude for my life
because I love myself.
because I love myself.
And I forgive myself.
And I forgive myself.
I love everybody.
I love everybody.
I forgive everybody
I forgive everybody
because I'm love,
because I'm love,
because I'm light,
because I'm light,
because I'm God.
because I'm God.
That's why I love myself
That's why I love myself.
and I forgive myself
And I forgive myself.
and I forgive everybody.
And I forgive everybody.
Take a deep breath. And as you're doing this, I would like you to examine this energy field, this presence around you with your hands as you have your hands close to your chest area. And just feel the presence of yourself, the presence of the spirit, the presence of the being, the presence of God. Whatever name you want to put into it, that's your choice. But the presence is here. And you're breathing in it. And it's dancing around you. And it surrounds you. And it plays around you. And it's pure. Because there is no story here. It's simply the presence of your holy self. It's your own beauty. It's your innocence. It's the love you were born with. It's the love that is always here. It's untainted. Because you left all your stories and ideas behind the door before you walked into this room. You're storyless. You don't know anything else but this. This is the only thing you know. This presence, this love. The love of self, the love of God, the light which is shining from within your own heart, which guides you, surrounds you, protects you, is always with you. It's coming from within you. And it will never leave or get distinguished. It's always there. It's always been there. It will always be here. And as you're sitting here in silence, feeling the presence of Her Majesty, the Supreme Soul, the love of God, the love of Spirit, your attention, your focus is on your third eye, and you begin to see light from within. The light, the illuminating light, getting more powerful and taking over you. And your body is dissolving into this light. And you may experience that you have no body. It's just the sensations, the senses of light, of love, of the presence. The purity of your being. Expressing itself in your heart and revealing its true identity of the pure presence of Her Majesty, the Supreme Soul, which has always been shining from within your heart, is revealing its true identity through you, through your heart. The light is expanding to a point it may be unbearable. The unbearable force of the inner light, inner love. In its presence, there's no room for doubts, fears, darkness, shadows. Everything is dissolving and it's illuminated. It's just pure joy. Protection. You can see that you've always been protected. You always be protected because the love is within your heart and you are that. And you're the source of it. The source of all love that you've always been looking for. It's coming from your own heart. And at times, maybe it's unbearable because it's bursting out of your chest. You may feel like your chest is being opened from within. But it's okay, just breathe into it and let it be. And know that we're all children of light. We're all children of Her Majesty, the Supreme Being. And the Supreme Being, the love of our beloved God, never ever abandons us. And now more than ever is going to be with us and shining from within, protecting us and leading us towards the ultimate freedom of pure divine oneness. Pure happiness, complete equilibrium of body, mind, and soul. To realization and the arrival of Superman The Superman is here. The Superwoman is here. And you are that. So don't be afraid and allow this love and this light to burst through your chest and shines through. And repeat after me again once, please. I love myself.
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 I love everybody.
I love everybody.
I forgive myself.
I forgive myself.
And I forgive everybody.
And I forgive everybody.
As I am love and light.
As I am love and light.
And divine shines through me.
And divine shines through me.
When you're quiet, when you're present, and you're simply available without any stories. Then the being reveals itself. And you get to experience your true identity. The truth of who you are reveals itself. And it illuminates the idea of who you think you are. And it's the power of self-love that heals you, heals the planet, heals everything in your surrounding. A one man, one woman who has realized her true identity has come to understanding the power of true love, of self-love, not romantic love, the real love of that recognition has the power of transforming millions of people and millions of other beings. One person. We don't need armies. We just need you to realize who you are. By recognition of who you really are and realizing the power of love within your heart, you, by yourself, transform the entire universe. That's how much power you have. And we can't forget who we are. And that's why we come together in satsang. We come together in meditation. And we sit in silence. Without any ideas or stories. And Her Majesty, the Supreme, reveals itself. The love of God, the love of the presence, the being, which is here, which is you, which is shining all over you, which illuminates the entire world, the light reveals itself. Every single time that we're quiet and we put our story away, whatever the story is, we all have a story, and you're simply here, quiet, available, naked and innocent. And the presence reveals itself. And you come to the power of yourself, the power of love. And you heal yourself. And you transmit love to the entire universe, the entire existence. Receive your transmission and transforms. That's how powerful you are. But it's easy for me to say it. So my job is to help you to realize this as well. So you recognize this within yourself. By reflecting it back, by helping you to recognize this. this peace, this inner peace, this love that we're feeling right now in this moment. It's your own being. It's yourself. You're drinking from yourself. You're drinking from your own being. Your beautiful self. So slowly, slowly, let's come back. Let's come back here. So, Miss Hilde, speaking of, I'm going to unmute you.
Yeah.
So is there still a question?
I have still problems with trusting God and the universe.
Having problems with trusting
God and the universe, you know, and to just surrender and receive. And to
Can
trust.
everybody, does everybody hear her? Can you, yeah? Okay. So, this trusting life, this trusting existence, basically is coming from doubts and fear, correct?
Yeah.
Doubting things. It comes from this really deep belief of that, as if existence, life, doesn't really know what it's doing, and there's flaws in the nature of existence. That life, this whole thing that's been here ever since, is making mistakes, doubting life, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And fear of that, if this whole thing doesn't know what it's doing, and therefore can make a mistake and make my life miserable, correct? And ultimately can bring you suffering. Yeah? Am I right?
I think it's maybe it's about self-love as well, you know.
What?
I think it's about that I don't love myself enough too. That I don't trust everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So let's look at this. Isn't any of it is an idea? Is number one. Okay, let's go to the first one. That an idea that existence doesn't know what it's doing and it can make mistakes. And it's not perfect.
Yeah, I know that is not true. But it's difficult to me as well.
Okay, so So, so you have an awareness that existence is perfect, correct?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have that.
Okay. Now doubts come for you.
Yeah.
They come in form of thoughts or feelings. A thought comes that maybe you're not good enough. A thought comes that something's not complete in your life. A thought comes that maybe you don't love yourself, and that's why you're doubting.
Yeah.
But let me ask you something. In the past, just a few moments ago, when we were just sitting together, was there any doubts?
No, not at all.
Was there any thoughts that, or any feelings that you don't trust life?
No, because I was not thinking then.
Yeah, because you came to the being again. You came back to yourself, to the
Yeah.
presence of the self. And so, and what were you experiencing? Or what are you experiencing that now you're back to the presence?
I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel good.
You feel love, huh?
Yeah.
And everything else kind of disappeared.
It does.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
It does. So it's in the return of the attention coming back again within. The
So the
attention,
answer is stop thinking.
yeah.
Yeah.
You stop thinking. You did a little bit of breathing, and that was very quick. And all of a sudden, the presence revealed itself as if a curtain opened up in that process very quickly, didn't take a long time. We sat together, we brought our attention on our third eye, we just took a few breaths, and then we said to ourselves, we acknowledge that I love myself. And all of a sudden, the mind, the cloud, the dark, or the doubts, they just kind of disappeared. It opened up, and the presence, the light, the love started to reveal itself.
It's super easy. It's super easy. I just have to do
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time that comes again, and you know, Hilda, you're not the only one, my dear sister, who is going through that or experiencing that.
I know.
Yeah. Every being that has come to awakening, anyone who has come to self-realization has gone through this or is going through it, is going through these different valleys and different pathways of self-doubt or whatever, mind storms, or going to these periods of time and feeling not worthy, not beautiful, not good enough. All of those stuff are going to rise, and they may rise again, and they may rise again. You may feel like you got over it and you defeated it, and they just come back again. They keep rising, they keep rising. Different temptations, different habits, different doubts, fears. And it's okay. And they may pull you down. And they may drag you down into the gutter. And you may just go down into the darkness. But that's okay. That too is okay. You may fall over and over again and go into the dark and go into your dark side. And that's fine. Just know that. It's okay. You just climb back up again. And you come back into the light. And you're not the only one. And I'm sharing that with everyone. I can't tell you how many times I have fallen into the dark. I can't tell you how many times I've been haunted by my dark side. Over and over and over again. You just climb back up. And as you climb back up, all that stories, they're just thoughts and stories, and they don't exist again. When you come back into yourself again, you come back to the light, all of it is memory. And you can hang on to it and keep beating yourself up, or you can just let it go and be here in the light, pure, innocent, and naked. And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of the source, the love of God. Because the love of God doesn't have any judgments. It's not judging you. How many times you have fallen into the dark, how many times you've gone into this place of self-doubt, self-destruction, old patterns, hating yourself, hurting yourself. However we do that, however we hurt ourselves or hurting other people, going into our envy, becoming envious, going into our greed, going into whatever self-destructive habits we may have. Whatever is your self-destructive habits. It doesn't matter how many times you go back into it and fall into it. And when you climb back up and you come back to the light, you see that God, the Spirit, the love is unconditionally here, and it just takes you back. The unconditional love of the presence of your own self. So it's okay. It's okay if you fall. Just climb back up again. It's as simple as that. Yeah, I'm proud of you, my dear sister, for your courage to walk out and just share this with me, with us.
Thank you.
You're doing good. You're on the right path. You can't fail. Know that, because you already you are taken.
Yeah, it's no return, you know. You
There
can't
is
come
no
back.
return. No,
No
there is no return. God's already made you pregnant. So there's no way out. You're going to give birth to the Superman.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Mm.
anybody else has a question for me? Or want to share anything? Reza, you're quiet. Can you unmute him?
Yeah.
Because I also have my phone in front of, so I don't see everyone.
Hi, Reza.
Okay, hi. Yeah, I can always ask questions, you know that, but I was wondering that if there is other questions, so let other sisters be first. But if you have time, I have a question from your wonderful books. Can I ask that question?
Yeah, of course.
Let me bring the book. Well, the other day I was rereading your book again. I saw something on page 49 about God. So in the book you said that there is nothing outside of the body of God. No force exists outside of God. Well, according to what I have learned and read my definition, since my vision as a human being is limited, therefore I consider borderlines, inside or outside. But God is infinity. So in unlimited, there is no outside or inside. Existence is oneness. So you mentioned that there is nothing outside of God, and no force exists outside of God. Nothingness doesn't exist. So what do you mean by outside? What's I can't really understand how do you feel
Right.
that there is outside or inside.
Right. Well, your idea of if there is anything else, the idea of as if there is anything else but God.
No.
Right. Exactly.
So there's only God. There is nothing in this existence. In fact, nothing does not exist.
Exactly. Nothing. So that means that the dark side is also God.
Yes, that's because infinity includes everything, and if we call it opposites, everything is oneness.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's all that. All of it. And that's why they call God the master of disguise, the master, the one that appears as many, the one that appears as many. It's in disguise, yet it's very much in front of us, but it appears as so many different forms. And it appears as the good guy and as the bad guy. But it's always the one behind it. When you start to see it in that way, then things start to be explained. You begin to see beyond the form and looking at the essence of the being. And then fear starts to disappear. But you have to go beyond that. One practice my master Punjaji gave me, I remember back in the day, and he said, Zarathustra, go and pull out the mask of everybody that you're encountering. Go and rip their mask off. So for the next 6 months to 1 year, I began to pull off the mask of everyone that I came across. I mean, not physically grabbing them and pulling their skin off, but I started to do this. I pulled off the mask of everyone. And every time I went like, oh, 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 oh my God, oh. Because behind the mask of everyone that I pulled off, I discovered one. I saw the same one behind everybody's mask. And of course, it was very shocking, but I discovered the one. Now, maybe I don't like their mask. Maybe I don't like the behavior of the one who's wearing the mask, how he or she's behaving, or looks like, or smells like, or dresses like, or whatever. But when I pulled the mask away, I realized I saw that one behind it. It was conducting through this, but it was that one in disguise. You can say it when that's when your third eye opens up. You can say it when the curtain opens up, the curtain of the self to see the self, or when God reveals itself to you. It shows itself. She shows herself to you. She opens up the curtain and says, ah. Maybe pull the curtain back. A lot of us had glimpses of the self, either in meditation or in something has happened, and we had a glimpse of the absolute. We had a glimpse of the self. A lot of people maybe through extreme situations. You know, some people maybe through psychedelics. They've done psychedelic drugs. And they got a glimpse of the absolute. Some women through giving birth. There's a lot of women have reported that during the process of giving birth, that they had a glimpse of the self. They had a glimpse of the absolute. They encounter existence. Any of you women, any of the girls here who've given birth have experienced a very powerful encounter with a vision of existence. Some may through tantra sexuality, tantric sex, or nothing. You're just having a slice of pizza and all of a sudden you have an encounter with the absolute. You get to see the self. Or a lot of people through traumatic experiences, something traumatic has happened. They've gone through some trauma. Normally, for most people, a traumatic experience could result into a realization or an encounter with our divine self. Something very strong has happened to us, and we get a glimpse. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm not recommending any of them that it should be this way or that way. I'm not endorsing the experience of how it should be, but I'm just sharing with you of what I know. Maybe somebody had a different kind of encounter with their divine self. They get to see themselves. They get a glimpse of Her Majesty, the Supreme Soul. They get a glimpse of God. And they start to realize that it's everywhere and everything all the time. And there is nothing but that, always. So check this out. Let's say you have come to this realization that you begin to see God in everything. So then you see God in, let's say, Donald Trump. Because you start to go through and see beyond the mask. And then all of a sudden you see Donald Trump, and you may not like him and find him conscious or doing a lot of damage or whatever, but you start to see, oh my God, it's God acting as Donald Trump and doing these kind of things. Because you're seeing the truth. And then you look at somebody else, and then you see this other being. You see Amaji, or you see Mother Teresa, or you see somebody that you're upholding him of a high value conscious being. And then same thing, you pull their mask off and you see same thing behind them. And then your garbage man stops by your house, and the guy gets out of his truck and he goes to pick up the garbage, to put the stuff in the truck, and you're looking at this guy and you pull his mask off and you find the same one operating as a garbage man. And then you're driving down the street and you're speeding, and police pulls you over and gives you a ticket. And as he's doing that, giving you a ticket, you pull his mask off and you find the same one. You find Her Majesty. You find God behind his mask, acting as a policeman, doing his job. And you start looking at everything and everyone, and then after a while, you're no longer fooled by the illusion of separation. And slowly you're going to find yourself free. Slowly you begin to see that you're free because you're no longer afraid. Fear starts to disappear. That doesn't mean you're not going to be street smart. That doesn't mean you are no longer going to follow the social rules and laws. That doesn't mean that. You're still going to live and act according as if there is separation and as if there's others. But the truth of your knowing is that there is no others. But in this life, you act like if there is in your action, but you know the truth. It's no longer fooling you. It seems and looks like there is separation, but it can never fool you, ever. And that's where you're free. And in that, you become free of wanting to save the world, change the world, of being angry, of the planet is going to destructions, because you don't see another any longer. There is no them. It's only yourself. And what happens is the acceptance of what is takes place. You begin to accept of the isness, of the being, and starting to realize that everything is in perfect hands. And that's where you start to be humbled, grateful, and trusting life. That it's all taken care of. And in a very magical way that I can't even describe. You may say this is wishful thinking, maybe this is positive visualization or positive affirmation. No, it's not that. In a very magical way, when you begin to see this, when you begin to see that God, Her Majesty, is behind everything and everyone, a sense of calmness and trust and humility comes. The gratefulness comes. And the magic reveals itself. And you see that magically everything is being taken care of. Everything falls into place or falls apart. You see the order of life in everything. And your life changes forever. Because you start to find this deep tranquility and peace and centeredness within yourself. Regardless of what is going on in the other world. Because that no longer bothers you. It doesn't mean you don't have compassion. It doesn't mean you're ignorant. No, it means you see the truth. You see the lila of life. You see the dance of life. You see who's really behind it. and you come out of the duality. Hi, Marit.
Oh, hi. I just wondered, sorry, I have a cold.
No, no,
How?
no problem. Hold on a second. Honey, can you get me a blanket, please? Thank you. Okay, sweetheart.
Yes, I just wondered, how do you pull one's face off? I can do this, but I'm not sure I would see anything else. I would just see a face. When you do this and you see people as they are, I cannot uh, understand how I could do that.
Okay, so you can start with this play. Okay, let's say we begin with a play, like
Okay.
imaginary story, for example, as kids. Thank you, I appreciate it. We're playing this imaginary story, okay?
Okay.
And so you remember when we were kids and we played, you know, you by yourself in your room and you got your toys and everything, and you, what did we do? We went into our fantasy
Mm.
and we imagined things, didn't we?
Mm.
And you would entertain yourself for hours until your mom or dad will come and knock on the door and says, Marit, dinner is ready. Come over for dinner, honey. Put your toys away and come over. And you would have to put that world, that imaginary world, on hold and go have dinner. Yeah?
Mm.
Okay. Now you can do the same thing. Play this imaginary game for a week and just see what happens.
Okay.
Begin to see everyone you see everywhere. Look at them as not a person, as God is running that person. Start to imagine that.
Okay.
Try it for a week, and let's talk about it when I see you next week. And tell me of your discovery.
Okay.
And see what happens. Can we do that? Yeah.
Yes, I try.
And that is with everybody, including people that annoy you, including people you don't like, including people you're afraid of.
Okay.
I'm not saying you have to like them. I'm not saying you need to change your behavior towards them. I'm just saying that look at them as if God is behind that person and running that person and operating through that person. You look at him like that.
Mm.
And see what happens.
I used to think that everyone has a role to play in this life.
Everyone what?
Has a role to play, has got a role.
Yeah, as a role. Yes. Yes.
But okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to take the mask off.
Yeah. Look behind the mask and you will be amazed what you discover.
I'll try.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure. Who is that?
Camilla.
Oh, hi. Hold on. Sorry, I put my mobile phone in front of the TV screen. I mean, computer screen, so I don't get to see everybody. Just a second. Let me put this in. So I can do because I'm doing Facebook Live simultaneously. Yeah, please, Camila, go ahead.
Okay, I have a question because I feel very lost. I don't know my purpose, and would I just be in the thing that I would think that it's, or not think, but be with it, that it's all in its perfection? Because what I can say, you know, I have been very sick, as you know, and have a lot of pain. And after that, I don't know who I am anymore. I finding a new identity, or I don't know who I am, where I'm going, where to go.
Okay, so you were very sick, and after, you mean the healing training program?
Yes, I went very well, but then I started to think about my purpose. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
What's my purpose? And when I started to think that, I could feel that my body started to fail again.
Right.
I can't put it, I can't say it is, but
Right.
I know it because I became stressed about it. I don't know my purpose, but what am I going to do with a healthy body?
Right.
That sounds strange, but
okay, let me see if I want to repeat you correctly, right? So you were ill, you came to the healing training program, and sickness went away.
yes.
Then your mind comes and says, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And panic and anxiety comes with it. And then you start feeling bad again.
Yeah, I think so. It started in my neck. I got my torticollis twice since Christmas, and it's like my neck is breaking down again. Yes.
Right. So
It's like,
right. So you had a problem, we got rid of it, and then your mind came and started to create a problem, and now there is a problem.
yeah. Yes. But I don't know where to go. I'm a goal person. Before I know what to do, where to go, and I don't know now.
Right. You
That's
don't go anywhere. Right now, what you do is your practice is simply be here with whatever here is. And your mind will come very strongly that, so what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I have to do something. I have to go somewhere. I have to make something out of it.
Yeah.
This mind rush will come. And it creates fear. It creates anxiety. And then it creates contraction. And all of a sudden your neck pain comes back. Just know, look, the same force, the same living spirit that led you come to my workshop and brought us together somehow in a very miraculous way. You found me, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, randomly.
Right. something. You know, how did you find me the first time?
You were just on Facebook, and I haven't heard. It was just your face bumped up, and I thought, well, I checked this out. You know,
Right.
I didn't know where.
Right.
Yeah.
Somehow I showed up on your radar, and
Yeah.
something whispered inside your heart that you have to go to see Zarathustra. You have to go see Zarathustra. So you made a private session. You made an appointment. You came over to my house, and we had a session, and that was it. Boom. And then things started to change from that moment on. And so you trust that energy. You trust that spirit, that intuition. that force that led you to come to this way, it's the same force that is going to lead you to wherever you need to go. Do you know Anna Salmonson? My friend Anna?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
She was on the
Okay.
course.
Right. So, well, what do you mind if I have Anna give you a call to talk to you?
No.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be great. So maybe you want to help us with what we're doing, and maybe we can, just see what comes up.
So I have to have patience now. I just be.
You just trust that even if you're impatient, it's the same thing, that you trust that this force knows your needs. God knows your needs. The spirit, your being inside yourself, knows your needs. And it will lead you to the next thing, whatever the next thing is. It's just there are periods of time in our lives that we just need to relax into this. Okay. And because there's a part of our minds is like, I gotta know. I have to know what I'm gonna do. It comes from the control part, that I need to be in control of this and that, and I'm in control of my life, and I have to have a program. And the being inside sometimes says, slow down, calm down, don't worry, I'm going to take care of it. You just slow down and calm down and be meditative. And you just relax into it. You relax into here and now without any ideas, like when we did the meditation. When we were doing the meditation today, how did you feel?
Oh, good. I could still feel my pain a little bit, but I love that state.
Right.
Yeah.
Were you able to just relax into being
yes.
here, not having a story?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that by itself, all of a sudden changed the quality of the vibration around you by just the fact that you relaxed into here. And you put your story away. We did the exercise that in the exercise for you go outside, you leave your story out, and you come back and sit here innocent, naked, storyless. Correct?
Yeah.
And then there is no story. And you're simply here. And when you did that, you started to feel really good.
Yeah.
Something took over. And you do the same thing. You practice that. And then you're opening the space to doing that by just being here. Some magic takes over, the magic of the being. And that will lead you to the next step and to the next step. You just relax into that.
I understand. I feel it when you say it. Yeah.
Yeah. You just relax into it without beating yourself up.
Yeah.
And even if you can relax into it and you get anxious again, fine. You relax into it again. And you just trust that this force, this intelligence that has brought us together, it knows what it's doing. And you just allow it to do its thing. And you're in good hands.
Yes.
You're doing really good. I'm very proud of you, my dear sister.
Thank you.
You've come a long way. and you're doing really well.
Thank you, Zarathustra.
My pleasure. Nice to have you back.
Nice to be here. I'm glad for these possibilities. Thank you.
Okay, so nice seeing you all. Thank you for joining me. We're coming to the end of our academy. So next week, Miss Shishi. So Tuesday, that works? We're gonna go back to our usual Tuesdays. There's no holidays or anything, no Hanukkah or no New Year. There's nothing's going on, huh? January 9th. Okay, great. January 9th, beautiful. It's my favorite number 9. So I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday, same time, January 9th. Thank you for showing up, being with us. You're welcome to send us email or join us on the Academy page on Facebook. Is there anything else? Shishi, am I missing anything? Yeah? Okay, just quickly about the upcoming events is I'm presenting at the Conscious Life Expo. I have 4 events at the Los Angeles Conscious Life Expo, and that's going to be from February 9th till 11th. So, but we're gonna be posting all these events. As far as workshops, at the moment, the only thing that we have scheduled, by the way, we're not doing January 28th, correct? I don't think we're doing that.
January 28th, that's what we changed to December 17th to transformational healing.
Well, we're going to make an announcement regarding the January 28th event in Los Angeles because I have to talk to Mercy TV about this and make a decision. But for the moment, for sure, the events that we're going to be doing is I'm going to be presenting at Conscious Life Expo here in Los Angeles on the 9th, 10th, 11th, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Yeah. So that's what's going on. Okay. Love you all. Rosalie, I have a question. Make it quick because we're going to wrap it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wonder if you read the message from Mona.
No, can you resend it to me, please?
Yeah, because she wants the Academy to have a ring around her to pray for her. She's in the hospital in Red Cross in Bergen.
Okay. Will you just... Okay, to be honest with you, I have not been active on Facebook or even my emails. I've hardly read anything. So if anyone's paid attention, I haven't been posting anything. I've been out of order, but now I'm back. So if you want to resend me that message, I will look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, and to the rest of you, just apologize. I just shut down and turned everything off. So, but I'm back. Loving you. I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday.
See you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.